when he was on the jailhouse phone and wanted to find out and whether he would cooperate.
Suge Knight, the man who's had more legal troubles than Cat has lives, is in the news again. Although incarcerated, the man still holds enough power and weight in the industry, and his recent refusal to testify against anyone in Tupac's case made everyone talk about Suge and his games. But here where it gets interesting. Apparently, Suge has been waiting for the moment for the feds to approach him with an interesting deal, like exchange his precious intel for his long-coveted freedom. In case you don't know, Knight is currently living the worst of his life, doing 28 years for his crimes. Some folks are speculating that Suge might just use what he knows about Tupac shooting to cut a deal for an early release, and that's why he's playing these I'm not a snitch games with the police.
If you're called to testify by either side, you will not comply. You will not testify.
Oh, I wouldn't testify. None of that. At the end of the day.
It's a common knowledge that Suge Knight was in the car with Tupac the night he got shot in Las Vegas, and Suge even said in his ancient interview of having caught a few bullets in that drive-by. However, he's refusing to say anything about this high-profile crime. I wouldn't be on the stand to testify for somebody for what? 1000%. I wouldn't go. I wouldn't testify. None of that stuff. But here's the thing that makes many people think that Suge is likely to change his mind in the last moment, and his revelations in court will grant him the long-awaited freedom. The thing is that Suge, despite pleading no contest to voluntary manslaughter, but ever since he set foot in the correctional facility, he's been trying hard to get out of it, and this Tupac case can be his golden ticket to freedom if he plays his cards right and get access to the right people.
You got the support of the people. The people is more powerful than anything.
You see, guys, Knight pretends that he's playing by the rules of the gangster world, but in fact, this man's health and age don't allow him to play more games. The man is currently 58, and considering the amount of his medical issues, it's not likely he will last 24 more years behind the bars. Suge Knight's medical condition sure made things interesting during his legal battles. The guy had a laundry list of health problems, including diabetes and blood clots, and prison is not actually providing enough treatment for all that.
Treated for the diabetes. And it just, I don't know why he hasn't been. I hope that they will, but there's nothing I can do about it.
Even though Suge is not like any other prisoner, his condition gets worse with each day. As one insider claimed, he's not getting medical care up to par based on what he would get on the outside, but I know that high-profile people like him get special treatment. But let's not forget that the prison is not the Aspen Resort, and it's unlikely that Suge gets all the medical assistance he needs and on time. So, insiders believe that the music producer is playing games when he says he's not planning to rat anyone out.
It was only two people in the car. And Pock not going to tell the story. I ain't going to tell the story, but I tell you this.
You see, Suge and his ever-coming and going team of lawyers tried hard to improve Knight's conditions in the jail, including the plea of transferring him to another facility. And recently, amidst all that story with Pac's reopened case, there have been whispers that the ex-music mogul is trying to keep the low profile, and in fact, he's going to be a shocking key witness in court when the day of the trial comes, and this will significantly cut his almost 3 decades-long sentence. Now that the Tupac case is making headlines again, the music producer is hoping to use that as his golden ticket to get out of prison early, even though it may mean possible danger to his life.
If something happened to go wrong and I'm not there, you got to pick up the pace and make it happen.
And even more, as one insider claimed, the deal is already sealed and Suge is coming out to chase everyone who had harmed him in the past. As this insider claimed, I just got off the phone with Suge's attorney, David Kenner. He got 10 to 15 years knocked off that 28-year sentence. So all you that's been running all mouth, keep running your mouth, keep running your mouth. He'll be out soon, so keep that same energy. So it's not just whispers in the halls, apparently. The feds are thinking of making it official and offering Knight a long-coveted and much-wanted freedom in exchange of an honest story of what happened that fateful night in Vegas when Tupac got shot. As while the ex-music mogul ponders the difficult question, people express their opinions on social media. As one person commented, he definitely gotta talk to get out of that 28-year bit. And another user added, Suge will most likely get hit soon if he gets out. Too much going on in that BS. And guys, even if there's something sinister waiting for Suge Knight outside the prison walls, his life behind the bars isn't all glitzy and glamorous. When he first stepped into that correctional facility, he faced a reality check of epic proportions. And apparently, as he firmly stated in his phone call with TMZ reporters, he still doesn't feel like changing all that for his freedom.
You are called to testify in this case?
I wouldn't be.
But apparently, it's all just a facade for the media and other possible suspects in this case. And considering that Suge's health problems became a real headache, and the man is being transported between the prison and the hospital quite often. And let's not forget the personal toll this whole ordeal took on Suge. he was separated from his family, including his kids, during his time behind the bars. You can only imagine how emotionally challenging it is for his family to see his sufferings. As his son mentioned after the sentencing with all those health issues, I am very worried about my father. I am be honest. Because he's a strong dude, but he's human, man. It stresses that's causing his health to be effed up. It's set up for him not to make it out. And that's just sad. Now, bitter prison life gave him plenty of time for reflection. He must have thought long and hard about the life choices and his refusal to cooperate with the police in the past.
It's not my job. I don't get paid to solve homicides. I don't get paid to tell on people.
If you knew, you wouldn't tell them?
No.
And guess what? The opportunity has presented itself tight on time. Although legal battles are still very much part of Suge's life sentence and his legal team worked tirelessly to find ways to appeal and maybe tweak his sentence, it feels like he's finally found his way of getting out. And that's all thanks to Tupac's reopened case. And guys, even if this spectacle that Suge plays when he says he refuses to testify, he's doing his job pretty well. Many people are thinking this man is nuts when he refuses to testify, but in fact, Suge is one step ahead of everyone, and he'll spill the juice right on time.
Tupac loved me, I loved him.
While Suge Knight is trying to tell the world how much Tupac meant to him, his controversial statements and his denial to testify in this high-profile case make many eyebrows raise. And apparently, Knight is just nothing else but a cunning and scheming person who's waiting for the right moment to gain personal benefit from this case. As one of Pac's friends, Danny Boy, stated, "I don't believe that stuff. He's probably the best manipulative friend, the one that was good at manipulation." Now, all this story with collapses and mysterious hospitalizations makes sense, and it seems like Suge knows way more than he allows us to think.
It's the 4th time Knight has been taken from court by ambulance.
The big question, of course, is parole eligibility. Suge's 28-year sentence for voluntary manslaughter got folks wondering how much this man is going to fight for his freedom. In California, where he's locked up, folks convicted of violent felonies usually have to serve a big chunk of their sentences before they even get considered for parole. As for Knight, he won't eligible for parole until October 2034. The decision will involve factors like Knight's behavior and the risk he might pose to public safety if released. But apparently, with Tupac's case, Suge is holding a few aces upon his sleeve, and we just have to be patient for him to spill it all.
If he had an involvement with anything, if he didn't have any involvement with anything, who want to see? I wouldn't wish somebody going to prison on my worst enemy.
For sure, Suge and legal team had to pull out all the stops to pave the way for his potential release. It's like a high-stakes game, and Suge's playing for the ultimate get-out-of-jail card with his testimony. And if we see him testifying in Tupac's mysterious case, he may be reunited with his family for this Christmas. However, whatever Knight's game is, fans are left to guess if he's just playing the game of pretense. As one person commented, the big guy should testify against his so-called friend. I think it was a setup. He is a bigger target. And another user added, "Suge ain't no snitch, he ain't saying nothing. Put more respect on his name." Trial day is coming, and Knight hasn't many days left to decide where his loyalties lie. And now, I have to ask you guys, will Suge eventually give up and testify in this high-profile case to get his own freedom back? Or will he stay loyal to Code of the Streets? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to check my other videos. Well, that's it for now.